Charlie Munger, net worth $2.3 billion. One of the most iconic investors in our history, right next to Warren Buffett. He says, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. In this video, I'm gonna try to extrapolate that, what that exactly means, and why most of you guys, and me included, don't deserve what we want. So first, we're gonna talk about what he really means by that. Why don't we deserve what we want? What does that mean? Next, we're gonna talk about how to change that, how to actually work to deserve what we want. So we all have rights, depending on what country we're in. Some of us have more rights than others, but we do not have the right, we are not entitled or automatically granted just by being born to have more success than the average person. Because by definition, if we have more success than the average person, we are above average. If we are above average, then how can everyone get what they want? Because I'm sure the majority of us want to be above average, whether it's in business, finance, health, wealth, whatever. We want to be above average. But in this video, we're going to talk about how to deserve what we want in business. And we'll dive into some other topics as well. But my point is that we're not born, we don't have universal basic income. That's not a thing yet. If you're in a capitalistic society, you have to work for what you earn. If you look at the Bible, we're tracing back to the furthest afar. In the Bible, it literally says, he who does not work shall not eat. If you translate that into today, that means he who does not work shall not earn. And there's thousands of examples of this. So I know tons of people that would love to have a business. They would love to work from home. They would love to have an online business where they can be financially free, a flexible schedule. And then when they don't have it, when they're stuck in their 9 to 5, they're complaining, why can't I have that? Why can't I be working from home? Why can't I get $10,000 a month from an online store? And you know what I tell them? Well, you haven't put in the work to deserve it. You have not put in the time to deserve it. But I'll help you start that business. Let's walk through what that business looks like. You want an Amazon store? You want a drop shipping store? You want a social media marketing agency? You want to do affiliate marketing? Do you want to private label your own product? You can do all of them. Let's discuss. Why don't you start that today? Why don't we start? And so we walk through it. Maybe they don't know how to start. That's what most people will say. Oh, well, I don't know how to do that business. Then I really don't know the next steps. I would do it, but I just don't know how. No one ever taught me how. And you know what I say? You don't deserve to know how. And I know that's a little harsh, but truly, you can't just be born and know how to start a business. You cannot have that expectation that I'm going to be born, do the tasks, have the same behaviors as everyone else and expect to have different outcomes. If you have the exact same behaviors as everyone else, how can you have different outcomes? So I tell them, you don't deserve to know how to start a business. You just don't, because you have not put in the time to figure out how to start the business. You know where that starts? You know how learning to start a business starts? You look up, how do I start a social media marketing business? And you'll find more information. And I promise you, if you start there, you start with a Google search. If you go on YouTube, look up how to start a dropshipping business. You're gonna know a lot more than you do right now. If you watch 5 videos on how to start a dropshipping business, I promise you, you're gonna know a lot more, a ton more than you know right now. And that's how you start. Then you figure out, oh, I need a product, then I need a website, and then I need to make ads, and then I need to actually advertise those ads on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. But you wouldn't know that if you haven't put in the work, if you haven't researched and learned that you need to do those steps. Once you learn that, we keep going. We keep going down the line. There's a line. Here's where we start. This start is first learning what are the first steps. And this is the end, which is the goal. Now, we need to travel across this line until we get to the goal. And every step along here is learning and learning and learning and working and learning and learning. And like Charlie Munger says, we have to be learning machines. And what that means is we're constantly learning. We don't look up the first 5 videos, figure out what the next steps are, and then stop. And then what most people do is complain, oh, I don't know how to make a website. And I would keep going. You don't deserve to know how to make a website. You need to put in the hours, put in the time, and deserve to know how to make that website. And on this timeline that we have, if you're not asking the right questions, you're not even on the timeline. You don't even know where to start. And you don't even know what the goal is. So how can you traverse this timeline? Now, I'm telling you right now how to get on the timeline. You start by asking the right question. How do I start? Ask anybody. Ask the internet, ask a friend, ask someone who's done it, read a book. There's autobiographies written by billionaires, millionaires. They're telling you the blueprint of their success. There's biographies too. If you read Elon Musk's, you're not gonna see Elon Musk's work ethic and tell me he didn't deserve that success. He put in the work, he put in the hours. By the time Elon Musk was 9, he had already read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. He put in the hours. He was a learning machine, like Charlie Munger said. So if we're not even starting by asking the right question. What do I need to start a business? Now that I know what I need to do, how do I complete those steps? Then put in the work to get there. It's an entire timeline, and you have to take one step at a time until you get to that timeline. But I'm sick and tired of hearing people complain about being too busy, about not knowing how, about no one ever teaching them how, about it being just too confusing and too complicated. And then on the flip side, they complain about not having the business. They complain about not being financially free, not having that flexible schedule. Like, how can you complain when you know you haven't put in the work? Why do you deserve the business? There's 8 billion people on the planet. On November 15th of 2022, we just hit 8 billion people on Earth. And I don't think you guys realize how big that is. Billion with a B. Now, imagine 10% of those people want what you want. They want to be financially free. Maybe they want to have a job promotion. They want excellent relationships. They want to have their own business. They have an idea that they want to take to market. Now, let's say only 10% of the world is like you and has some of those goals. That's 800 million. Do you guys realize how much 800 million is? Imagine this. Imagine you wanted to have a social media marketing agency, which is one of the paths to achieving a lot of those goals. You can have financial freedom, flexible schedule, work from home, all through having a social media marketing agency. Now, I think 10%, 800 million, out of those 800 million, let's say only another 10% know what social media marketing agency is. 80 million people want the social media marketing agency. And to put that into perspective, a football stadium, 50,000 people. Imagine you're in that football stadium and that thing is painted to the roof, packed full of people. And they all want what you want. Now, do you know how competitive that is? Do you know how competitive the online market force is? It's not like a job where you go to your city and people in external markets can't compete because it's a local job. No, now we're in the digital age. Now we're all competing against each other. And we just talked about there's 80 million people that want what you want and know how to do it. So how are you gonna beat those people out? How are you gonna do it? Football stadium full of 50,000 people. They all want what you want. 50,000 is nothing. Now imagine over 1,000 football stadiums of people filled with exactly what you want and know how to do it. Now, are you gonna sit on the sidelines and complain about why you don't have a business? Or are you gonna look at those people and realize that some of them actually put in the work? Some of them actually already started a business. They have 2 businesses in the past. And some of those people still don't deserve success. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's very easy to know if you deserve success. If you're in a capitalistic market, the market will tell you if you deserve success. If you provide a good service, you will get paid for it. If you provide value, you get paid for it. Now, how much success do you deserve? Oh, I know some people that will say, Jeff Bezos doesn't deserve that much money. You provide the entire United States with same-day shipping. You provide the entire United States with an unlimited marketplace of goods. You make a first online bookstore. You bet the bank on an idea that's revolutionary. And some of you are gonna say, well, if I was living back then, I would have done that. No, you wouldn't, because today we're in another revolution. The AI revolution. And I'm sure a lot of you know ChatGPT. But what are you doing about it? Nothing. But we are in another revolution, and someone else is gonna pioneer us to the next product. And then someone's gonna stand on their shoulders and go to the next. And the doers are gonna be who move the economy and move us forward. And if you're not doing, then you're watching. And if you're watching, then you don't deserve the success of those that are doing. I hear so many people, they have ideas, oh, that's a good idea. I think someone should do that. Someone should make that app. I hear that all the time. Someone should make that app. How about you make the app? Oh, I don't know how to make an app. Deserve to know how to make an app. Deserve that, because that's something that you earn. So as Charlie Munger says, I constantly see people rise in life who are not the smartest, sometimes not even the most diligent, but they are learning machines. They go to bed every night and a little wiser than they were when they got up. And boy, does that help, particularly when you have a long run ahead of you. So all of you that are 18, 19, 20, even 20s or 30s, you have a long run ahead of you. So if you start learning now, you talk about compound interest on investments. How about compound intelligence, compound knowledge? If you didn't know about business, imagine if every day for a year you learned 1% more about business. Over a year, you'd know 37 times the amount of business that you know right now. 1%. It's compound knowledge. So how do we deserve what we want? How do we earn that privilege? And the answer is simple. We work for it. We work hard for it. And it's not just working hard, it's working smart. Because anybody could go shovel all day. They could dig a hole that's 50 feet deep. And you know how long that would take them? I don't know. It would probably take them a year if they were using a shovel. But they're not going to get paid $1 billion. $20 for. You know why? Because a lot of people can do that. So you have to do what's hard work. That's usually defined as the work that most people don't want to do. They don't want to do the prospecting. They don't want to do the research. They don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. every day for 2 years straight. They don't want to invest their whole savings without a guarantee of it making a return. They don't want to start another business after their first 2 businesses fail. So doing what others don't want to do, the more you do that in a positive direction, the more success you will see. So you have to work smart too. You have to work hard and work smart. Like Jeff Bezos, if you provide the entire United States with same-day delivery, then you deserve something. You deserve value. Now how much value? The market will tell you. What Jeff Bezos has, that's what the market thinks he deserves, because he provides an insane value proposition. So what do? We build our mind now. We find mentors now. We start a business now. We read a book today. We start today. How do I start that business? We look that up today. We research today, because tonight when we go to sleep, we're going to go to sleep a little bit smarter. And once we learn about business, once we have those principal foundations, when that opportunity comes in the door, because it will, you'll be ready. And that business doesn't have to be the business you do for the next 20 years, because you're going to learn principles in business. You're going to learn the rules of success. Those rules of success will apply in so many facets of life. If you have a business, or if you're selling solar panels, that's what you start now. You're going to learn sales. You're going to learn follow-up. You're going to learn psychology. You're going to learn management. You're going to learn planning. You're going to have so many skills so that when the next business pops up, when a friend comes in with a good opportunity, they look at your track record. They see you know how to make a business. So now you use those same skills, those transferable skills, and you start the business then. How do you get to that point where you can just make a business on a dime? You start today. You make businesses today. And no matter how successful they are, I promise you're going to learn something. So become a learning machine. Get 1% smarter every day for the next 10 years. And the longer the run, the more the compound knowledge, the compound skills will accumulate. The more capable you become, the more time and hours you've put into something, the more you deserve the desired outcome. So put in the work, go watch a video, go read a book, but please don't just hear this and go to bed. So I hope you take Charlie Munger's advice and you become a learning machine. You go to bed a little bit smarter, 1% smarter. You have 1% more skills, 1% more knowledge, 1% more confidence. These continued increments will lead you to success. You guys will know I'm off to read. Peace.